In this video, we're going to explain to you why you have to use a continental grip when you feed balls and how that's done properly.
When you feed balls to students, do you have to hold a continental grip? Yes, you do. And you have to try to give as less spin as possible when you feed balls to your students. And by holding a continental grip, you hit a little bit from under the ball, maybe even like almost slicing it, but not quite there. And it's really, there's a really interesting fact, if you notice, of how girls feed the balls when they play and how guys feed the ball when they play. When guys feed the ball, they always feed it a little bit like this, like from under. And when girls feed the ball, they always feed it as a regular forehand. So then your opponent immediately struggles, or partner, whoever you're practicing with. So if you're a coach, you definitely have to hold on with a continental grip and try to go more from under the ball like this. The reason why you want to feed the balls with a continental grip and a little bit from under is because that way they can practice their strokes and not struggle with the additional spin. Like if you feed like this, then the ball has additional spin on it and will be really heavy off the bounce. So they'll have to overcome the spin that you're giving, the speed of the ball, and sometimes it's even harder to place the ball like that.
So if we're taking a look at feeding, obviously the purpose of feeding is that we're making it easier for our opponents or the players that we're coaching to return our first shot. If we're playing with another player, the idea is that we're slowly but surely building up momentum in the rally so we can, try out different things and actually get to high temperatures as the rally drags on. But in the beginning, we want our opponent or our, partner that we play with to have an easy time playing that first ball back so we can have an easy start to the rally. Now, if we're feeding to our students, for example, we have to make sure that the ball is as consistent as possible so our student can really focus on what they're supposed to work on. So we need to make sure that the ball always flies the same way and that it doesn't feel too heavy on their racket. Now, obviously, the same thing goes for when we're playing with a partner, just not to the same extent. Now, how do we make a feed consistent? Well, a feed becomes consistent if we don't have any things in our feed that make it hard to control for us. So as soon as we add topspin to our feeds, for example, it becomes much more difficult to create the same trajectory twice in a row. Because now we're not just hitting forward, we're hitting slightly up. So that means many balls will be different depths and our partner or student will have a hard time returning those balls properly without having to focus on really countering our shot. So instead, we want to hit a shot that doesn't have any spin on it, ideally. All right, so how do we do that? With a regular Western grip or semi-Western grip or even Eastern grip, it's difficult to do that. Because as soon as we hit, we're going to play up on the ball, we're going to give it topspin. If we try to feed it like a regular feed that we would usually use with a continental grip, we would still get spin on the ball, and it's really difficult to control. But if, on the other hand, we go to a continental grip or, our service grip, now it's much easier because we're just using a little bit of a wrist flick to feed that ball, and we can feed the ball straight forward without adding too much spin in the process. So that makes it very easily repeatable for us and very easily returnable for our opponent or student. So one more thing that's important to make a consistent feed happen when you're using a continental grip is to make sure that you don't toss the ball too far in front, or else you're going to lift it really high, or you're even going to add topspin even with that grip, right? Which again makes it harder to control, and you don't want to feed it when it's too far back. So you need to find a spot that's pretty much right next to your front foot so you can use your wrist to get under the ball and just slap that ball slightly to control it more easily.
So yes, I want to thank you guys again for all your comments and that you're liking our videos. That really helps and motivates us to make more videos for you so we can share our experience. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys soon.